What manga fans? I'm back with another video. I'm reviewing a different manga. I did already try to review this once a while back, but I wasn't satisfied. So I was again trying to review the Pistol No Star manga. This I was different to the previous one because it's going up further. I'm going for parts, not arc reviews. I'm going to parts, which is 4 specific portions of the story of the manga. But the final portion is what leads up as well as that in the Pistol No Star Season 2. Simply Pistol No Star 2. And if you watch it on Crunchyroll, they actually do label the arcs. I'm not kidding. You'll be able to. It's more easy for me instead of just looking up the amount of episodes. When Crunchyroll has the right amount of episodes there. So I'm going to finish up the manga first, then watch the anime, then play Lost Paradise. I also watch the movies as well. That was going to take a while. And that Bunny Parody spin-off series. Yeah. So it'll be fun to watch. Anyway, furtherly, let's go to the first part of Fist of the North Star, where it goes from chapters 1 to 25. And I was kind of surprised with one thing. There's one thing I'm surprised about in this chapter. What is it? Well, not the chapter specifically, but. So anyway, the story opens up in a post-apocalyptic future in post-apocalyptic versions of Japan in the 1990s. No specific date, just 1990X. Even though this manga released in the 1980s, it was a serious and weekly shonen jump, which led to Rocky being inspired to JoJo. I mean, compared to first part of JoJo, it's definitely more like Pistol North Star in a way with the character designs. No. In part 6, the anime adaptation, they got the actual narrator of the anime to come in to reprise as well, in a way. But it'd be so cool to see Kensho team up with the Joestars. Oh. Alright. After a nuclear incident caused this whole thing, now it's a lawless wasteland. Bandits live there. By the way, if you want to watch the anime, watch it on Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll. If you live in the UK, you can watch it there as well. Do not watch the Amazon Prime version. It's crap. And yes, it's on the Crunchyroll channel, but it's crap. It's total crap. As the audio is out of sync with the music. What is out of sync with the music? That frustrates me. But now we got an official way to watch the series. Thank you, Crunchyroll UK. It just isn't doing this. Maybe to catch what new fans are interested, watch the original anime before the remake comes out. Yes, if you've been under a rock, then you won't know that Mr. Nozo is getting a new adaptation in 2026. It was announced back in 2023, I think. Or was it 2024? It was announced sometime before. One of the Jump Festers. It didn't get a release date until a couple months ago. And we got an official trailer too. And it was coming out sometime in 2026. But for some baffling reason, the anime, people, for some reason, team thought it would be a good idea to make CG. Physical Star, a CG anime. Did they not? Look at this last episode, 2016 was animation. And how flawed it was. Sure, Beastars was CG, but well, it was a good show. The animation, the CG movement is awkward. That's my problem. What? Why didn't they do it CG when they could do it hand drawn? So they don't. I see. That is a gory series. They don't want to animate any blood. Why not just make it like JoJo then? do what Disney Productions did with JoJo on its TV broadcast. Censor it, but make it uncut for home media releases. I'm just saying, that just bothers me. Like, I just assumed they were gonna make it like JoJo, not in terms of story, but more. Oh, use this what they were doing and how they adapt the JoJo manga. They black out some movie parts. Because they cut animate, even though it's uncensored on home media, they still have blackout parts because it's still broadcasted anime. Anime won't allow you to get away with that these days. So, yeah. So, I understand why you didn't choose David Productions because they're pretty busy. And we got Part 7 coming out sometime in 2026. It's supposed to say that it's coming out in March. And that's true. We'll probably get a new trailer in this next month. A couple weeks actually now. So, alright. Back to the story. We'll get started. What was I? Yes. So it's a lawless wasteland now. Meant to be introduced to our protagonist. It ends up being captured by a bunch of villagers because obviously he's at trust because they're afraid. He's going to prison. There he meets a young boy. Also ended up here. Of course, he comes out a bit like a jerk. I was a bit like an ass. He obviously was after the money and stuff. After the gold stuff. It was to be the young girl named Rin. The traumatic experience is mute. The man named Ken, named Kenshiro. Uses some sort of technique to help us speak again, but only when our heart desires it. It really shows how much of Ken Kenshiro is a good protagonist. It's just that, in the 80s anime, Kenshiro shared the same voice actor as another character from Shonen Jump, Ryo Cyber from City Hunter. I guess that's why they give up with Parent and Jump Force. Speaking of Jump Force, when they put in characters who either was with a voice actor who was playing a different character in Shonen Jump, because also who's currently played by the same actor. It's like no one altered saying, why you sound so familiar? Especially Ichigo vs. Seiya, as they play by the same voice actor. Not even a single acknowledgement of how their voices sound similar. And I say that's a missed opportunity. With so much crossover, of course you can have some jokes about actors playing both characters. Well. If I ever do make a I really hope we're gonna do Shoujo Game it'll work someday. We've got to play a day long Shoujo characters because they excluded a lot of characters from the game. No, it's not Jump Force video. Get that right on that for now. I plan to do a full review on Jump Force on my game channel at some point. But I want to be more familiar with the Shonen Jump franchises first. So I'm more familiar with the story and elements and stuff introduced. Those brings up what series are at the time. Alright. Anyway, the Avengers are made by a group of bandits. Led by Zeeb, I think his name was. And the Avengers and nearly kills Rin. It was managed to able to speak. Then Kenneth anyway. The Ken demonstrates his strength. It's also revealed he has seven scar marks on his stomach chest that look like the Big Dipper. Basically, he uses a technique called Hokuto Shinken, aka, or as is known as, it's a Chinese martial art. This martial art was founded in China long time ago. Well, we actually get a sort of prequel on this idea. Over on the previous user, Okuto no Ken. It was made in China. Why does it sound Japanese? I guess it's a Japanese manga, but Hokuto no Ken sounds Japanese. If it was found in China, wouldn't it make sense to have a Chinese name? I don't know. I'm just saying. But yeah, Fist of the Blue Sky is a prequel to Fist of the North Star. I've not yet seen it, and I'm not very familiar with the manga, because I was probably in a different magazine. But I may look for it and give it a read. Once I'm done with Fist of the North Star, obviously. Something there. Once I'm done with Fist of the North Star, I'll be reading that story. Anyway, after that, the Fist of the North Star, but defeats Zeb, kill him and his crew. And Kenshiro says his iconic line, "You're already dead." Wait. You are already dead. Nani? I don't know how to say Japanese, I'm sorry. I would have said Japanese words, but to show how iconic it is. But shit memory. Anyway, so Kenshiro says he's gonna leave because where he goes, danger will fall. But the kid is deciding to tag along with him. The young man's name is Bat. Odd name, I know. And those two travel on together. The anime adaptation actually adds some filler stories in between. Seems like Bat's a bit selfish and basically only being of himself as well. Well, this doesn't seem to be the case later down the line. To go through, against a guy who, well, actually, a man and his wife just killed just because they born seeds for tomorrow. We'll prove for more people. Not to eat now, but put tomorrow on away. Kind heart. And Kenshiro is a really good person. He takes down Spade. That's what he's named. Basically, the leader is King, who's informed of this, and he punches them for his big eye. And some seem to have his own type of technique. So. To the future. Alright, Tsu's journey. I take them to a village. And she kind of ends up finding out the one Kin, who's called Kin, his true identity is Shin, who was also who used to fit to the South, who used the power to fit to the South Star. I don't remember his Japanese name. Everyone's brothers. Shin's the one who gave him those scars. He is pure evil. So Kenshiro was up making way with some goons. Ends up punishing him with Bat watching. Remember, Kenshiro, all this was because of a woman. See, Kenshiro was fell in love with woman and Yuria. The two loved each other. But Shin also had feelings for her, but she rejected him every time. So ends up taking her injured Kenshiro, giving him no scars. Kenshiro was too weak at the time, but he's changed. More resolved now. But during having a bite, which is not that long, really. And although this time Kenshiro manages to injure Shin. And then Yuria is dead. Basically, she refused to give herself up, and basically, no, will keep causing that carnage. So she says her opinions change. She's not killing herself. Yeah, so I expect this type of stuff revealed later down the line. Like, we're still early on in the manga. This portion of the story goes from chapters 5 to 11. Uh, Not as bad, but I would expect the battle shouldn't come later in the manga. As you said, Kenshiro eventually gets will eventually Banshin. All having options of a training arc of this encounter, but now need to beat Shin here now. Not bad, but I'm just saying, go on. Maybe they just spent expectations at the time. The Battle Shonen formula was relatively new at the time, I think. I could be wrong. The Battle Shonen formula was relatively new, I assume. So it didn't have a standard. Yeah. Uh, mm, Interesting. But I heard the final antagonist is interesting. So, yeah. Keiju has nothing left. Next arc is a small arc. Keiju about ASL Hotel being picked up by some army man berets. One of the trafficking people. One of the people ended up called was Rin. So Keiju ended up killing those ghouls, killing them to rescue her. But seeing the tears of the other person, a young girl whose father was killed right in front of her. It's just like how he was, how Yuna was. Keiju, no, Rin. Keiju is pissed. Goes to confront he gets information out of basically the head honcho about the commander. Doesn't tell him. He bows that guy. It's really with the Hokuto no Ken. So two bow out. As you know, Kenshiro coming on top and killing him. No fight's over. Enjoy the tale. What shenanigans happen now? When a young boy comes in, named Tak, I think his name is. Taki. I think his name's Taiki or Taki. I'm going to say Taiki, because that sounds better. Not. And turns out he knows Bat. And his son basically temporarily damaged his eyes, so he's blind for now. But he and Bat from the same village. Basically, the village is in danger of running out. There's no water and stuff. Kenjo tries to go and help. Woman was more like a mother to the children. Batsy's more rebellious, but don't get much time. It's still good conversation. Oh, she's a kind woman. Caring for his children. But Taiki, hearing the conversation that night, is not going to get some water, steal some water. He's going to find out this, as then it's too late. He is killed. Before he died, he basically tells Kenjo to give the water to the old woman. It shows they hold nothing back in this series. Even a child can get killed. That's how fucked up this is. That's how this is going to be fucked up. The story's going to be fucked. In a good way. Not it's fucked up bad way. It's fucked up in a good way. Showing nothing's off the limits and Will tells the story. Very brutal too. I'm surprised no parents have played the jump at the time. Like, sure, this is like the 80s. When 80s manga got adapted to anime, 80s anime was a lot more. I think the 80s and 90s were kind of a lot more brutal because the battle was shown in anime. Shown anime time towards boys. there's a lot more brutality. Especially, like, that's why Dragon Ball was able to get away a lot more brutalness in the Z story. But obviously, they tone that stuff down. Look at Bleach and Naruto were examples of how they had to censor some stuff from the manga. Anyway. Good show, Bells. And all this is led by a man named Jacko. Yes. Kencho's really pissed off now. Basically needs a warning. Not come back. Until you Kencho back to Randy. Because you know where he's getting away with those two so easily. But those Jacko and his group attack again. Currently injuring the old woman after she had a child. We actually got a really good moment between her and Bat. As Bat is a good kid. He doesn't show it much, but he's got a good heart. He's just being stubborn is all. He left the village, so there's one less mouth to feed. So the kids will get a lot more food. A kind soul. And that's a truly heartbreaking scene. We haven't known her that long, but shows Cowardice a lot good. She's bad Cowardice. That's what I mean when it comes to characters, not Ralph, who's supposed to be killed over in the story. The little time we do get them, how it's Cowardice them. We don't Cowardice when we can't care or feel emotional about the story. Hint, hint. Yeah, I'm still not going to let Togenaki thing go. Because, why? I know I keep talking about this, but why should we care about Shiki? Why? He was a dick to his dad, just so he was a doctor. We did not know the relationship prior. We heard they had a good relationship. But, it's never explained why Shiki likes to collect model guns. He just jumped straight into the action, not too long. The introduction. You prioritize action over characters. There's no more action, long as it gives good insight on the characters. That's what Battleship does. Now, I have some criticisms of Sundown. I've not seen the yellow episodes yet, even though I'm late. Sundown, first episode. So Christmas is gone in that universe. And, well, one of his classmates has a friend who went missing. And, well, she says she was taken by the evil society and stuff, but they did not really give us a reason, a glimpse of motivation on why if that the society is evil or oppressed. We don't know that much about it. As you see the school, we don't get much. Oh, over the scene is Sandon almost being stabbed. Like we don't see any build up to it or anything. That's one of my criticisms. You have to set world building, not lore world building, but a build world building to help flesh out, at least get us context of this world in the best chapter. I know it's not really bad, I just can't help but talk about it. Anyway. Kensho's pissed and goes after Jacko. He massacres his crew and has one last fight against him. And a giant man who has his own technique. And he kills them both. Ending the arc. Ending this part 1. So now Kensho's the only one doing the fighting, and they're not really typical Battle Shonen fights. Kensho does struggle a little when it comes to set but he still wins. It's brutal, but I like very much Battle Shonen. I expect the protagonist to win their first fight, but struggle a lot of other fights before coming out on top. No, but that's just me. I still like Fist of the North Star. It's a good manga. It's worth your time. Yeah. So yeah, like everything else, I did have the best volume in English, since Viz released the series in English quite recently. Well, a while ago, really. But it was only recent. No. You little bastard. Sorry about that. No, shit. Did not mean to lie on that. Here it is. It's a hardcover volume. So see. But it's pretty cool. That contains it contains around a portion of part. Contains part one. It is the best part of part 1. All the way up to the battle against that army guy I mentioned. It's a really cool look. I like the little details of the blood being on the, looks like blood. So yeah. Very cool. It's a great series. If you could pick up the English translation, I recommend it. It's not available on any streaming, not available on any apps sadly. I can only find on a specific apps like manga site. So yeah. So a good manga. And once you get all the collections, you realize that the word on the cover spine will form the basically his scars, the Big Dipper. So yeah. Anyway, didn't know much details on it because it was production set up that Kenshiro meets some kind people, but there lies in the tragedy because of cruel people that pisses off Kenshiro. He goes and kills them with his no Ken technique. And as soon as I go online, you're already dead. If you don't want to read the manga, watch the anime. It's iconic. Well, of course, there's going to be quite a bit of filler. I don't want a filler. I recommend you look up fandom. Type up Fist of the North Star story arcs. You're able to see what is and isn't filler. So, or just wait for the remake to come out. It will be good anyway. Yeah. But I hope it's going to be good just because it's CGI. Doesn't mean the story will be bad. Hopefully. Hey, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please want to see more, subscribe channel, channel. Always because we and I'll see you guys next time for another video. Where will I be? Super Jump out.